Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Betsy. I wanted to come on today to share with you a little tag book that I made. This is something I saw again on Susie Hines's channel, and I really loved how hers turned out, and so I had to make one as well. And she also demonstrated how to put this binding together using some linen tape, and that's exactly what I do. Excuse my fingers, they are an absolute mess. I've been painting this morning and they're just a disaster, so don't mind my hands, which aren't pretty naturally anyway, but at least the paint gives them some color. So anyway, I took some tag board and got some pretty papers. This is from Tim Holtz. This was some of his wallpaper papers, and I used some chipboard and covered the papers first, and then I went to my computer and I found some primitive, I guess, I don't know if primitive's the right word, some early on photos of little girls. I had this one in my collection, it's one that I bought years ago, and I printed them out onto cotton, and then I cut them out into different shapes. So for my my cover page, I just adore her, and I gave her a little enamel heart. This is a little antique blue flower for her hair, and a little tea-dyed ribbon, and this was a little cardboard text tag that I put on there, heart and soul. I added some lace, and that was it. I thought that was plenty. So for the next page, again, I used the wallpaper for the cover of this side of the tag. And there's my little girl, sewed around some of the edges. And I used antique fabric to glue her on. And I just fussy cut around her. Another sweetheart. Look at her little china doll and her little striped socks. Dreamer of dreams. This is actually an old handmade loomed piece. Just a little bit of it. And I thought it was so cute there. So on this side I used more linen tape, and I made a little flap. Some old lace, crocheted lace. And this was just something that I had that I made some years ago with some wax. It was taken from, an old colonial book that I have. And I used a little heart there. This was more of that Tim Holtz wallpaper. And I love these little girls. I think they must have been sisters. And they had matching dresses on, and I just colored them a little bit with some Tim Holtz crayons. I love those crayons, his new distress crayons. I'm not a sponsor for Tim Holtz. I just love Tim Holtz products and use quite a lot of them in my art. An old piece of tatting I had. I did a feather stitch with my machine around part of the edges. This is an old piece of striped cotton. This is a Tim Holtz paper, and I just left it as it was. And another cute little girl. I think she was probably from the Civil War days, is my guess, somewhere in the mid-1800s. I gave her a little flower and an old ribbon, and put the words "Draw Near to Me," and an old mother of pearl button. Then on this side, this was Tim Holtz paper, and this is one of his little flashcards that I just love these, and I thought that was kind of appropriate for my journal. And I made a little pocket up at the top. And that also is one of his papers. Love that. Did a little sewing on it. And this is a little Tim Holtz clip. Made a little pocket here. And that's an, I think this was maybe Ranger. I'm not sure. I can't remember. I got this years ago. It's a cute little envelope. Don't have anything in it right now. Don't know what I'll put in there. And this was just another wallpaper design that I put down first. Then I added some of this tissue paper that I had with this design with the alphabet and the pen nibs. And another little cute trim down at the bottom. Pretty old trim there. On this side I made another little corner pocket with some lace, and I made a little tag with this sweet girl and her little dolly. And this is another little flashcard. You don't see too many of the little girls smiling in those days, but she had a little smile on her face. And this page, I used the wallpaper again. I love that old wallpaper that Tim Holtz puts out. It's, you know, it's just reproduction, but I just love it. It has a little texture to it too. And I added old mother of pearl buttons all over. This is one of my favorite little girls. You can find her on Pinterest. That's where I found her. And I did put a little more antiquing on her and added a butterfly and from the heart. And then the back page is just that wallpaper again. This is a little tiny pocket here that I can put something in. I'm not sure what I'll put there yet. But I wanted to share that today. And hopefully my next video will be an update on my Roxy's Christmas Journal of Stitchery. I have finally started on my gingerbread house, and yeah, I've got it going, and I will share that in my next video. So hope to see you again then. This was one other tag I made. I didn't include this in my book, but I really did like how it turned out. The reason is I wanted this to be even numbers. So I didn't want to make another one, so I just used 6 pages for this book, this tag book. But I did have her, and I really do love her. I used a Tim Holtz frame, and I don't know where I got this paper. It's decorative paper, and I just did some fancy stitching on the machine. I used some wax paste. This Pen Tart wax paste, it's, I think it's brass. It's real, it's one of my favorites. And I just went over that with my finger around over the top of the stitches and around the frame. And then on this side, I used the same decorative paper, and I made a little, a see-through acrylic frame for this cute little Civil War girl with her rosy cheeks. Can you see that? And I put the words "for a moment." So when you flip it up, I just used a piece of cloth there and some glue. Just glued it down to make my little hinge. And added some lace and a butterfly and this button that I found off of Etsy, and it says, "Stay humble, work hard, be kind." So that was that tag. I hope you've enjoyed watching today, and Can you believe it's November 1st? Oh my gosh. I don't know where October went. October is my favorite month of the year, and it's gone. I always kind of feel sad when that happens, kind of like when Christmas is over too. But it's November 1st, and Thanksgiving's next, isn't it? So much to be grateful for. Take care, everyone. Bye.